we're going to use the names of these characters as different names. We're not going to say their real names. 2019. My cousin, her name Twin. She's actually a twin, so we can just keep Twin's name Twin. So my cousin Twin is having a little kickback at her house. Her, our homegirl Shayla, and her homegirl, Twin's homegirl, and Shayla's homegirl Rachel is at Twin's house doing this gathering. Rachel actually lives in Maryland at this point, but Rachel comes down every month because she's from Rock Hill, so she just wanted to, you know, chill with her people, and every time she come down, she get lit. She go to Twin's house. I ain't gonna lie, I always had a crush on Rachel. Had a crush on Rachel back in high school. I just thought she was so pretty, like, and I loved her smile. So I see she's chilling with Shayla. Now Shayla, and Shayla's cousin, Kiana, we're actually in a group chat. So me, Shayla, and Kiana, we always talking every day. So I hit Shayla up. I'm like, yo, you going over Twin house and Rachel over there? Put me on Rachel. Shayla like, bet. I got you. Because it's already known that she be, you know, doing her thing with girls, but I don't think she, quote unquote, is fully just only liking girls. But I ain't care. I wanted her. So Shayla go tell the girl, you know, what's up with you, you know what I'm saying? Be trying to holler at you. She told me to pull up the Twin house. Now Twin my cousin, so it was, you know, with no thing, but I don't remember exactly what I was doing that day. But I was just like, nah, I can't come today, I come tomorrow. The girl was like, okay, I leave tomorrow, so you better come through. So she wrote on my Facebook wall. And it was a video, no, it was a picture of Mad Dog 2020. Y'all know the little cheap liquor, cheap drink that y'all buy at the store. And a lot of fiends be drinking that. She had like 3 of them, a bag of skins. That shit already been a red flag. But she had 3 of them, a bag of skins. And she put it on my wall and she was like, pull up. Bet. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'ma pull up. Now, like I said, y'all, I've been crushing on Rachel for a long time. So I put on my most expensive cologne. I made sure I was spiffy. Soon as I walked through the door at Twin house, Rachel's like, ooh, you smell good. Got her. Y'all already know, man, that cologne turned them on. So we chilling. Now, I ain't drinking. They had a big old bottle of Ciroc. I mean, when I say bottle, I mean the biggest bottle that you can buy. The biggest bottle that you can buy at the liquor store, they had that big bottle. And Rachel was just drinking about that thing like it was normal. I'm like, golly, slow down, baby girl. That was just what she do. And she was like, man, take a shot. I had a bottle of water. I was like, man, I ain't even drinking right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I was on my no drinking thing. So I didn't drink with her that night. So Rachel, you know, we had went outside. We just, you know, kind of conversated and all that. She put her number in my phone. I'm like, all right, now, when you make it back to Maryland, don't switch up on me. So I'm going to hit you up. I'm going to call you. You know what I'm saying? She's like, okay, cool. So fast forward, she in Maryland. The first 2 days, after she left, I didn't talk to her. But she messaged me on Facebook. And she was telling me that she felt like she had the flu. She was sick or something. And I'm like, damn, man. Hope you feel better, blase, blase. So it was just really just small talk. We didn't really get into too much because she wasn't feeling good. So, boom, like I say, man, conversation was real, just short and sweet because I ain't want to annoy her. You know, she's sick and she already in Maryland. So, of course, I'm back at home doing my thing. Next thing you know, maybe like a few days after that, I get a call from Rachel. And I'm like, oh, she must be feeling better. Now, mind you, me and this girl really ain't even talk for real. Rachel called me. She was like, what you doing? And at the time, and my people, her name Brianna. I'm in Brianna's house. So I'm like, I'm at my best friend Brianna's house. And she was like, Why you put it on Facebook? I said, huh, what are you talking about? She was like, your status. Oh, my status was like single, big single, whatever I was saying. I was talking about, I was promoting being single because that's what I was. I was single, so why couldn't promote me being single? She was like, don't do that. I'm thinking she being funny. I'm like, all right, I got you. I said, oh, I can see you possessive. She was like, no, I'm serious. Don't do that. You try to call yourself talking to me. Don't promote that you're single. That turned me on. Do we go together? Because y'all already know how lesbians is, bro. You know, we meet each other 24 hours later. Our first date will be at the U-Haul spot. We get a U-Haul to move in with each other. Is this what's going on right now, Rachel? Do we go together? No, we don't go together, but don't advertise that you're single. Bet. So I stopped advertising I was single. So from there, we just started talking or whatever. So me and Rachel started talking for real January after she told me stop posting and I'm single. After that, we went together. It was clear as day, even though she said we was not in a relationship. It was a relationship, baby, because if I can't promote I'm single, I'm with you. So Valentine's Day come. So February come around. Rachel's still living in Maryland, but again, she do come down every month. So Valentine's, we had, decided that we was gonna exchange gifts and we were gonna be each other Valentine. So I met her daughter for the first time in February, and I had all type of knickknacks for her because I worked at a place called Shutterfly, and Shutterfly is a company where it prints photo gifts on all type of products. So she had a book bag that had her name on it. She had a teddy bear that had her face and her name on it. Made her a phone case with her face on it. Made her a necklace with her and her mom on the necklace. On an actual charm. So a lot of customized, personalized gifts I gave her baby for Valentine's Day. Fell in love with the little girl the first time I met her because she was just so sweet. Like she was talking like she already had been here, so she was just cool or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm already, thinking you got a cool kid and you already cool, you know what I'm saying? And me and Rachel, we exchanged gifts. Our first date, we went to this piece of place called Empire. And I remember we took our first picture. And she didn't like it. She was always a person that was concerned about how she looked. She was like, I don't like the way I look. I look fat. I look like this. My hair ain't right. I'm like, bro, this is a moment. Take the picture and just keep pushing. No one is going to be looking at this picture that deep. We ain't even posting this picture, so it ain't even that deep. She really got mad about that picture. I'm like, bro, you really tripping about this picture? She really was mad about the picture. So our first date, she stopped talking to me. We sitting across from each other at Empire. She literally stopped talking. I'm like, yo, what's wrong? She literally just went mute. So I'm like, something wrong with this girl, I was confused, bro. Like, she literally just stopped talking. I drove my car. She drove her car. So, bill came. I paid it. She go to the hotel, and I go home. So, I'm calling her, when she get in the car to make sure she's straight. She ain't picking up the phone. I'm like, what? Ain't no way. So I called my best friend Brianna. I'm telling my best friend, like, bro, what is this? She was like, man, I don't know, man. Something off about that girl. I'm like, but I don't get why she mad about this picture. Now she not talking to me. Like, I'm so confused. So my friend, like, man, just let it go. Pull up over here. Cool. So I pull up at my people's house. Finally, Rachel decides to call me back. She like, where you at? I'm like, I'm at Brianna's house. Oh, I'm finna pull up. I'm like, okay. So she pulls up. She got the biggest bottle of Jack Daniels. Again, the biggest bottle of Jack Daniels. The biggest bottle you can buy out the liquor store. I'm not over exaggerating, y'all. The biggest bottle. Appreciate it, But what was going on in Empire? I don't want to talk about it. Like, you just really went mute on me, and then you left, and then you went pick up the phone. Like, you sure you okay? Don't keep on talking about it. Ooh, okay, buddy. So let's just go ahead and get drunk. So we went on and got drunk. That was Valentine's Day. 2019 March comes around and she was like, you know, what you want to do for your birthday? I'm cool, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really too much tripping on nothing. So she like, I'm gonna pull up, you know, I'm gonna come down there for your birthday and we gonna do this, we're gonna do all that. All right, cool. So she came down and we had a little get together at my people's house, my best friend Brianna. So we had a little, you know, kickback at her house and everybody came and shit went downhill. My cousin Twin came and some situation happened between Twin and Rachel, which caused them to have a disagreement. I don't remember exactly what the argument was, but it then led to Shayla in the middle. It was a whole bunch of mess, and I don't even understand what happened, transpired, but it was a lot of it was a lot going on. So Rachel being Rachel, well, now I didn't notice her personality, I can say that now, but Rachel told me, oh, since I'm mad at Twin and I'm mad at Shayla, you don't need to talk to them. I'm like, Shayla Shayla my friend and Twin my cousin. How that supposed to work? I'm not finna cut my people off. Well, if you talk to them, I ain't talking to you. Yeah, I don't know why I was so slow, but I ain't gonna say I stopped talking to them, but I stopped reaching out. So, you know, I wasn't the first person to hit them up. So they hit me up, I respond, but I was hitting them up first. I'm here to admit it because I didn't want Rachel to get mad at me. Simp. So, I mean, I should have been on the girl's possessive from way, you know, a few months ago when she said, stop talking about you being single. And I'm single, so I couldn't. It tell me stop talking to my cousin and my friend. I never had no female I ever talked to gave me ultimatums like that, so it was pretty weird, but I kind of try to balance it out. So I'm here to admit, yeah, I did kind of play the fence. So Rachel leaves, come back down April, May, June, July, all these months. The only thing that we're doing is every month she come down, get a hotel room. She'll stay for a week. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Hotel room, stay for a week. Man, that money was adding up. Every month, then we get food. Then she go buy liquor. And the liquor that she buy is the biggest bottles. Like, it was always the biggest bottles. And if you wanted a bottle of liquor, she go buy you the biggest bottle. Like, she was just so extra like that. And she liked to make people feel good. I can give her that. And also was more so the person that will do anything for anybody when it came to finances. I give her that. Like, if we was having a cookout, she want to buy all the food. You ain't got to bring nothing but yourself. Now, I used to be on some, nah, bro, you need to bring some sodas. Somebody need to contribute with some paper plates because it's coming out my household. You feel me? But, yeah, that's later on in the story. But, you know, some of the past, and she's a drunk. She's a drunkie. I mean, every time she come down, it's some bullshit. She getting drunk, getting crazy. But I'm starting to know who this girl is. Every day she blocked me. Every day she blocked me. Whenever she felt like, she used to block me because me and Dirk used to have supporters writing comments saying that we were cute. She blocked me because of what people said on Facebook comments. I used to be so confused. I used to tell when people call Rachel and see why she blocked me, bro. Like, I'm confused. Like, she always went cold turkey. Like, I used to be so lost. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Why you won't talk? What did I do? And then her reason just be, you blocked me because somebody said they're a fan? You for real? First thing is, boy, she used to be dead ass. Dead ass serious, bro. But man, 2019, bro. started taking some crazy losses. So September 11, about 11:40ish, my friend that I was in the same group chat with, Shayla. What I said her name was Kenya. I think I said her name was Kenya, because we're not using real names. So the same group chat I'm in with Shayla and Kenya. Kenya is my cousin's baby mama, but she's also my friend. She called me on September 11th around, almost 12 o'clock, let's say. And she was just like, have the boys called you? I'm like, for what? She said that I automatically knew, man, like something had happened with my aunt. I felt it. Now, I come from a very family-oriented family. Like, my family, we just all, it's a lot of us, and we all stick together. We're stuck together, because it's not that no more, but we all stick together. We all Hagen babies. We from Hagen Street, my grandma's house. So my aunt, she was staying at my grandma's house. And when Kenya said that, I'm like, what the fuck going on? Well, the boys ain't call you. You need to go to Hagen Street. You need to go right now. I was living with my mom at the time, so I beat on my mama door, and I just automatically started tripping. I said, Mom, man, my Aunt Pookie, I'm gonna use her real name. My Aunt Pookie, I said, something going on. She gone. I'm like, how you know? I'm like, I don't know. It's the call that King told me. So my mama like, well, did you talk to the boys? No, I ain't talked to the boys. The boys is my two cousins. We're gonna call Timmy and Ricardo. So Timmy and Ricardo are my two peas in the pod. So I call Ricardo. Ricardo on the phone just crying. But we on our way to Hagen Street, which is only like 5 minutes away from my mama's house. We pull up. It's already people there. Everybody out there crying. Everybody out there crying. And my auntie, and it was that. She had a heart attack. She passed away in the bathroom. So taking that loss, that messed me up. So Rachel, I just started a new gig, and crazy thing about it, I wasn't able to even show my auntie I was wearing scrubs. Now, like, I had started working in healthcare, which was totally not my field of work. So it was funny. Now I got on scrubs. But anywho, Rachel sent edible arrangement from her and her daughter. So Rachel and her baby, they sent me edible arrangements to the job I had just started. I actually was in training. So training, you can't call out or whatever. But I just had previously, the night before, had, a situation in my life with my aunt transitioning. If you know me, y'all know Pookie was my girl. You feel me? So, and Rachel knew that. Just from me being on the phone with her every day, I'm on Hagen Street, And when she came down here, she pulled up on Hagen Street. For real. So she knew how important my auntie was to me. So that edible arrangement helped me get through my day. Plus, that was the first time I ever received flowers. Like, I'm a stud, but I ain't never got no flowers. You feel me? So I was really happy with that. And, but I can't say that changed the way I was thinking. Like, I became very depressed. But I still was thankful that I still had my aunt Tina Bug. I was thankful I still had her, Tina Bug, and Pookie, they sisters, of course. But Tina Bug, she was my auntie that cooked. We was at her house every Sunday. Like, she kept the tradition going with all the stuff being at her house, or she throwing the events after my grandma passed away. But my aunt could cook. I'm talking about cook. She should have had a restaurant, food truck, or something. That's one thing I regret not investing in it. But my aunt, she was a cook, so I was happy I had her. Still thankful I had her, So, but she was brokenhearted. That was her sister, but they call each other cuz. That's funny, man. They were like, what's up, cuz? But y'all sisters, though. With two peas in the pot. Didn't get along. They always beef, but they stay down the street from each other. So I'll be on the porch with one. So me and Pookie be sitting on the porch. We smoking our cigarettes. We see Tina Bull ride by. Tina Bull won't even look over there and speak. Shoot, I go down, when Pookie say something smart about Tina Bug, I go down the street to Tina Bug house. I tell it. I was messy. Pookie used to call me messy too. But they used to love each other, bro. They just they big grown age, still was acting like little sisters and big sister. So, those were my girls, bro. And 2 weeks and 5 days after Pookie died, Tina Bug passed away. 2 weeks and 5 days. Two of my favorite people that I look at like second mothers, gone. So after both of my aunts transition, y'all, I'm not gonna sit up here and cap. I was mentally messed up. I want to say the other word, but TikTok sensitive. I was mentally, I'm talking about, who am I? In the midst of this, I'm in this relationship. So when my aunt passed away, she was like, wow, babe, I ain't never experienced nothing like this. I don't know how this feel. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. You know, I didn't even know how to process this, bro. Like, this is very much hurtful. But she decided she was going to surprise me and come down because a little earlier. Because she knew I was needing some support. So she came down, and it was the night before Tina Bug's funeral. She had her baby with her. We ended up at the hotel, and I was listening to gospel music. And Riley, we're gonna say her real name because I'm always talking about Riley. And Riley came, sat beside me on the couch, and she was like, "It's gonna be okay, B." At the time, she was 3. And she started comforting me, like she started rubbing on me and stuff like that. And I'm like, "Thank you, baby." But I didn't want to cry in front of her, but it was really finna, like, hit me. So Rachel, she in the bed, me and Riley on the couch. I'm listening to my gospel music. I'm just trying to prepare myself for tomorrow. Rachel say, "Man, turn that shit off. Put on something else. I don't want to keep hearing that." Huh? You heard what I said? Turn that shit off. I don't want to keep hearing that sad ass music. Put on some rap or something. Bruh, I'm trying to get ready for this funeral. Who gets ready for a funeral? I say mentally, I'm trying to prepare myself. Mentally, you already know what you're going into. It's a funeral. It's always going to be a funeral. What's so different? I'm like, bruh, this is my auntie's funeral, bruh. Like, I'm messed up. I don't know what else to do right now. This is the way I'm coping. This is my coping right now. Let me cope. I don't give a damn. I'm just saying the verbatim. We're just going back and forth. I'm trying to explain to her why I'm listening to church music. She's trying to explain to me why I need to cut that shit off. But I'm trying to prepare for my aunt's funeral. So I get mad. I walk out. I actually was going to smoke a cigarette. So I go outside. I smoke a cigarette. As I smoke a cigarette, she FaceTiming me. And I pick up. I'm like, "What's up?" She be like, "You must be going outside to talk to a bitch." I say, "No, I was coming outside because we were arguing, and we were arguing in front of a baby, and I didn't feel like that was appropriate, and I just need to get me some air." "No, you down there talking with a bitch, so how about you just stay down there?" Bruh, I ain't got time for this. It's late. It's about 12 o'clock. So I'm like, "Bruh, come on, bro. Ain't nobody got time for this." She hung up on me. Cool. So I didn't get the hotel key. I did not get the hotel key. So I go back upstairs to the hotel room, knocking on the door. She not answering the door. I'm calling her. She got her phone turned off, won't do not disturb. I don't want to keep banging on the door because I don't want to scare Riley. So I'm just like, man, forget it. I'm going to just go home. So on my way home, she calls me. I'm like, "Hello." She's like, "Where you at?" I said, "I'm on my way home, man. I can't be up playing with you. I got to go to this funeral tomorrow." "So you probably left to go be with that bitch." I'm like, "What bitch?" I'm trying to figure out what bitch you talking about because you keep saying I'm leaving to go be with this female, but whom are you talking about? And she not saying no names. She just keep saying. I'm like, "Bruh, I'm about to go to the house. I need me some rest. I got to get ready for this funeral." So she was like, "Well, if you don't come back to this hotel room, you ain't got to worry about me or you got to worry about Riley again." I'm almost home at this point. bruh, like, I'm telling her, like, you really finna make me mad. But why would you even say something like that? Like, and you know what tomorrow is. I don't give a fuck about what tomorrow is. You ain't gonna disrespect me. I'm like, you just said what? But y'all, I ain't gonna lie, because I've never heard people talk like that. It was kind of like, I didn't know how to respond to it. I ain't know people even say evil stuff like that. Like, I done hung around some cutthroat people, some people that talk some shit. But the stuff that she said, it was kind of just, I don't know, just never heard it before. So I guess my response to it was just abnormal, because that was abnormal. So I got no excuses for why I stayed so long. But my mind was just confused as fuck. I'm not lying. She's like, man, is you coming back or not? Guess what my stupid ass do? Go back. I go back. So about 2 o'clock in the morning, I get there, calling the phone, calling. She not even picking up. I swear to God, y'all, she not even picking up. I'm still in the parking lot. So maybe like after 10 minutes, she finally called me back. She didn't went to sleep. She's like, where you at? I said, bro, I know you see all the missed calls. I'm outside, but you gonna have to open the door. Like, I ain't got no room key. She drunk, y'all. She pissy drunk. It's like, okay. So I get upstairs. She opened the door. Finally opened the door. Now I'm like, man, I'm just gonna go to bed. Riley is in the bed with her. So forget it. I sleep on the couch. Because originally Riley was gonna sleep on the couch. I get on the couch. I go to sleep. Wake up. Next morning, I think I set my alarm maybe about 8 o'clock-ish. So I woke up and Riley was up. I think she was on her tablet or something. And Rachel was up too. And I was like, good morning, y'all. Riley, good morning, B. You know what I'm saying? Me and her, we would talk or whatever. Kick the morning dry conversation. How did you sleep? You know. And I'm looking at Rachel. I'm like, good morning to you too. She ain't saying nothing. I said, good morning to you too. She's still not saying nothing. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what you still mad about last night? She's still not saying nothing, y'all. So she gonna mute again. So I was like, all right, well, my clothes and stuff was at home. So I said, all right, well, I'm finna go home and, go get ready, get some breakfast and, get myself together and meet with the family. Of course, I'm gonna be there probably 2-3 hours early at the family house before the funeral start. Cause we gonna, gather the way family do before a funeral. So she got mad because I was leaving early. Had to explain to her what I just told y'all. She still didn't care. I'm texting her, throughout the day or whatever, going to my family's house or whatever, and the whole time she's still arguing. And it's literally an argument, and I'm not even knowing how to respond, so I'm hitting her with the, okay, I'm confused. I kept saying, like, y'all, throughout this whole relationship, I ain't gonna lie, I kept saying I'm confused. I really was confused. I'm confused or whatever, and we're going back and forth. Now it's almost time, for the funeral or whatever, so I try to call her. She ain't picking up. She only texting me or whatever. They end up going to Fort Mill, South Carolina, which is like 15 minutes away from Rock Hill. They go to her uncle's house and they chill at her uncle's house or whatever while I'm at the funeral. So I'm at the funeral. Of course, I'm not worried about my phone. But like I said, y'all, I was texting her from when I left the hotel room up until I walked into the church. So from the time I left the hotel to the time I actually walked through the doors of the church is when I was texting her. So I put my phone in my pocket. Now I'm at my auntie's funeral. Now, a funeral is a funeral. So y'all already know what's going on, the energy in the funeral. But by the end of it, had a little bit of closure. But still hurt, still devastated. But that celebration make you feel a little bit better. Like we celebrating their life one more time. So it's like a party. I was feeling good. I was happy that my aunt ain't got to suffer no more, the good stuff. So as soon as I get out the funeral, I grab my phone. I got like 10 text messages. The last one was like, ain't I finna block you at my aunt's funeral. So she texting me, why you ain't texting back? What you doing? You have your phone on you at all times. I don't give a fuck about no funeral. Hello. What are you doing? That bitch probably came to the funeral. Oh yeah, my ex-girlfriend. That's probably who the bitch she was talking about. Because she was real close to my family. Well, some people in my family she was real close to. Not everybody, but she was close. She was close enough that she can go speak to my aunts without me. So yeah, she was close enough. I guess she was insecure, thinking that she was at the funeral paying her respect because everybody loved Tina Bug. But my ex was not there, by the way. And I didn't think of my ex at any of this time. Granted, she did send her condolences. But it wasn't... girl, I ain't had time to think about no ex. Rachel, crazy. Hell, I can't get past thinking what was wrong with her. So, anywho, text messages is just going insane. So I called her. Good thing I drove, y'all. I went in the car with nobody. So when we on the way to the burial site, it ain't even over yet. So I called her. I'm like, what's up? She's like, nah, I told you when I text you back, I expect you to text me back. I'm like, bruh, come on, man, give me grace. I was at a funeral. I don't care. Wherever you be at, you always text me back. When you at church, you text me back. Yeah. I ain't gonna see in cap. When I was at church, I did text her back. But it was periods of times where I didn't text you. And I'm trying to explain that to her. No, because you probably was sitting with that bitch. What? I was sitting with Dirk. Now I gotta explain to you what the funeral was about. Why you just didn't come? Because that's not my people. I ain't got time and all this shit. This is the day of my aunt's funeral, y'all. That was one of the biggest red flags. That should have been the day I buried my aunt. I buried their relationship too. That should have been the day. But my mind, I'm telling you, y'all, I was gone, bro. I wasn't here when I lost Pookie. I'm not using it as no excuse. I'm telling y'all the God honest truth. I lost my mind. Me today, bro, we wouldn't even got past that conversation from the beginning. You telling me what to post on my Facebook. That would have been the last time I talked to you. What? If it could be anything in life, be effing for real. That's who I am today. But back then, bro, I wasn't thinking that way. So after we leave the gravesite, we go back to my aunt's house. Of course, man, we having a cookout now. Like, everybody over, food, family, music. We still celebrating. She pulled up. She pulled up with Riley. And Riley, she was dancing with the kids. And Rachel was acting like everything was cool. But see, my people didn't know. My people didn't know how the throat she was. They was just used to every time she come around, she frugal. The first time she met Pookie, she gave Pookie $20. Anytime she seen Tina Bug, she gave Tina Bug $20. Like, just on some, you was frugal. You see one of my cousins, what you want to drink? Go buy them a bottle. You was just making people, like, I guess just like buying love, or if you want to call it that. But you was frugal, so people ain't even know that you was crazy. So after all that whole day, you come to the house like ain't nothing happened. I'm still like, I'm up and down, but I'm still trying to enjoy my family and trying to enjoy the time while Rachel and Riley here. So cool. I let it go, which I shouldn't have, because it didn't stop after that. Alright, now this is very important before I even get into the mix of the rest of the story. Rachel was hiding her sexuality. So we've been dealing with each other at this point. We in October. So we've been dealing with each other for 10 months, about 10 months or whatever. She still hasn't came out to her family, well, her parents and her siblings, but she did come out to her uncle. Me and her uncle was actually cool. The one I just said that was in Fort Mill with, doing the funeral. So she came out to him. He was cool, and all the people that was around him, they used to see me, so, you know, it was cool. But her actual immediate family, she did not tell them about me. So I was hidden. So also, Riley was hidden too. Riley was hidden from her father. So in the beginning, I should have peeped, but I'm telling y'all, I wouldn't even fully who I really am. So those red flags, they didn't get seen. I used to always be like, bro, why you don't ever let Riley go stay with her pops, you know, a few days, because she come down a week. Let her stay with her people, you know, a few days, even that whole week, you can let her stay there. But she was telling me like she didn't like the way her baby father was with Riley. You know, like just saying that she didn't trust the lifestyle that he was living, so she didn't want to leave Riley with him. But you still, you know what I'm saying, didn't really allow that baby to be with her father as much as she could have been with her father. And later on, y'all, we'll get into the story, but come to find out, he's a good man. But y'all already know how narcissists do. So she explained her baby father like he was just the scum of this earth, and Riley just couldn't be around that. So anywho, I say all that to say this. They stayed like 5 more days because this was the second day, the day of the funeral. So I had to go to work still. I go to work. This girl literally wanted to be on the phone with me. Now I work, at that time I was working in the medical field. I was like answering the phone for a doctor's office. So I'm like, can't really be on the phone too much. And I don't think my headphones were up. They ain't allowed headphones on the floor. So I couldn't really talk to her on the phone, which she didn't even understand. She get mad at me one day when I go to work. I think this was on like that Tuesday. She got mad at me, and because it took me forever going on my break, but I was stuck on the call. So this girl is really mad at me because I didn't call her my normal break time. I'm still fresh to this job too, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I only been here 3 weeks. I done had these deaths happen within a 2-week, 5-day span. With a new job, a relationship with a female that's coming down from Maryland. And not to mention, y'all, there's another thing. Keep this in mind. She used to drive 8 hours from Maryland. Never got on a plane. 8 hours. Faithfully. Like I said, every month. So anywho, I'm like, bro, chill, man. Like, you really starting to piss me off. Like, at this point, I'm mad about you getting mad at me about my break time. Like, this is when I really started to go back and forth with her. Now we finna be toxic. She was toxic, but now I'm finna join your ass because I'm pissed off at this point. So I'm like, bruh, you inconsiderate, you blase. I'm going in, I'm telling her about her character. This girl was like, I don't give a fuck, you fat bitch. You can go lay beside your aunt. What? I'm arguing with somebody. Yo, we gonna argue. Low blows I can't even think about because I'm not an evil person. So if I'm having a debate or argument with you, it's seriously because it's an issue. But I'm not trying to, I don't hate you. Not even people I hate, I wouldn't even think that far to say something that's sick. I think when she said it, it surprised me because, again, I never heard nobody talk like this. My reaction was, I started crying. Versus me cussing her out, hanging up that phone, blocking her, never talking to her again because that was disrespectful. That was disrespectful. My response was crying. I cried. And the crazy thing about it, she sat on the phone while I was crying and she wasn't saying nothing. She wasn't saying that. It was like she was eating my energy. Like, okay, yeah, I'm really finna have this girl while I'm trying to have her. I think we got off the phone because she actually hung up and probably blocked me because that's what she just did. But then I'm confused in my mind because you're sending me edible arrangements. You coming down 8 hours when I lose my people. You showing love to my family. But at the same time, you saying this disrespectful stuff. But I'm just trying to weigh out it on a Libra scale in my mind. So I just like, maybe she just was mad. Like, we got to work on that anger though. I am not super stud, but I'm like, man, we're going to work on that anger. She go back to Maryland or whatever. So I'm going to just kind of like skip through the holidays because that is significant too. So the holidays come around. She actually spent, you know, Thanksgiving, the actual day up there in Maryland, but she came down the next week. So when she came down the next week, I still was working, same old thing. Everybody link up, get drunk. It just became the same old routine. Like, when you come down here, bro, let's go to church or something. Like, let's go to the movies. Let's go on a real date. Like, why we always got to get drunk? That's just what she wanted to do. Before you know it, I became that too. Calling my people up, hey man, y'all go to the hotel, man. We getting drunk. Kenya, my dog, she pulled up to the hotel one day, but it was at a bad time. Bad time. Rachel was the drunkest that I know that anybody has ever seen her. Like, they see her drunk, but I see her real drunk. So Kenya come over to the room. Rachel mad though. because I was going to my homeboy, we gonna call him Tay. I was going to my homeboy Tay party, and a female I used to talk to was on the flyer. Has nothing to do with me, out of my control. And at the time, me and Dirk, our buzz was going crazy. So we was trying to hit every event that we was scheduled for. We was supposed to be hosting it. Don't understand. I'm confused. I don't understand why you're mad about a female being on the flyer of my homeboys. Ain't got nothing to do with me, but she was really mad. Like, when I say mad, y'all, I'm about to tell y'all. Kenya come over. Now, her and Kenya done gained a little relationship because Kenya does nails. Kenya kind of then built this nail tech customer relationship. Also, Kenya is my close friend, like one of my best friends. You know, so y'all really texting and all that. Like, y'all damn near friends at this point. So Kenya, she excited to come through. You know, she about to get toe up with me and Rachel. She came into some sinister stuff. Some sinister stuff, y'all. And I just, like, I had a flashback. That's why I did that, because that was another big red flag. Go open the door for Kenya, the lights off, and she go sit on one of the chairs that's in the room, and Rachel is on the bed. And Rachel was like, I don't give a damn who in here, because I slap you in your mouth. I don't give a, like, she just started going crazy. Kenya looking like, what the hell wrong with her? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to bring Kenya into this conversation. Kenya, how wrong is it for somebody I used to talk to be on a flyer? And I'm on that same flyer, but not actually on the same flyer. It's it's separate flyers, but both of our pictures are on these flyers. Kenya agreed with me. There's nothing I could do about that. That's out my control. That's nothing to be mad at. Rachel ain't care. And I don't remember the exact words verbatim. And Kenya, you can quote this, man, because I'm not capping in none of this stuff, y'all. She said something to me, and her eyes got big, and it was like a demon. Kenya got so uncomfortable, like the energy was so strong. She said, I gotta leave. I remember getting a text message from Kenya, like right when she was leaving, like, no, you need to get up out of that. I am bothered. Or whatever she said. She was basically saying, yo, that was scary. I don't know what that was, but friend, you got to get up out of that. So I decided, you know what? My friend just seen this. I'm embarrassed at this point. I'm about to leave. So I called myself, getting in the car. I even called Kenya. We talked about it. She calling me. I'm ignoring her calls at this point. Me and Kenya talking about it. I'm like, yeah, man, I can't be in this no more, friend. I'm about to go. So yeah, I had got me some little nuts that day. I came home and everything, ignored her calls and all that. Text messages started coming. How you, like, y'all heard what I said? She wasn't letting Riley go with her people as often. So she was like, so you really gonna do me and Riley like that? Riley is asking about you. So me, with the heart I got, man, apparently it's big enough to forgive. Didn't forget, but it was big enough to forgive. So I was able to move on from that situation. Again, let it go. And we had a good few weeks, or maybe a couple of weeks. And Riley's birthday was coming around. It was December 5th. They actually came, so after Thanksgiving, like I said, they came the week after. So they end up staying here on Riley's birthday. They left the same day as Riley's birthday. So Riley was bringing in her birthday in Rock Hill, but she was going to be back in Maryland on her actual birthday. So Riley had caught a cold, and I know I was just, oh my God, I was sick with her because I didn't like her little self just it hurts when I cough, you know. So she took her to the hospital and made sure she was straight. And they just said, you know, she had a little minor cold. But I remember my baby couldn't eat. She was like, I got a little cupcake. She couldn't even eat a little cupcake because she was sick. And so she so we spent that whole day of her birthday on the 4th. On the 4th, we spent that whole day just nurturing her, making sure she was straight. So, mind you, like I said, they leave and go back to Maryland on Riley's birthday. We had a big room. We had like my cousin worked at a hotel, and she had crazy deals. It was like $40 a night But it was like a suite. It actually had a living room in it and everything. So Riley was sleeping in the living room. We had the bedroom. So Riley ended up asleep, sick, you know. And me and her, we just kicking the shit. And now this whole time, she ain't even really drinking that much. She drinking, but she ain't getting drunk. She ain't getting towed up. So she like, I gotta take me some shots. This has been a long, stressful day. Riley been sick. And I'm like, all right, take your shots. I'm kind of skeptical because my body feeling something finna happen. So she started drinking. And then the one thing about it, she ain't had no chaser. She drank straight out the bottle. So I ain't gonna cap, man. I had a couple of sips with her. I think I was more tipsy, but she became tore up because she became belligerent. Mind you, Riley is in the other room, sleeping, and she is sick. Her mama started talking about my ex, just randomly. Your ex, I wanted to do, she was like, do you be thinking about your ex? I'm like, bro, come on, don't start that. No, for real, you think about your ex? I was like, no. Only time I think about my ex is when you talk about her. She said, I talk about her all the time, so you think about her all the time. Y'all can laugh now, but that's what the girl said. I talk about her all the time, so you think about her all the time. I'm like, I guess so. So you do be thinking about her. Man, please. There you go, that drunk stuff, bro. I'm like, come on, bro. I ain't about to be, we not finna go back to this. No, ma'am, no. I just want you to answer that question. I said, do you think of your ex? She's like, F no, I don't think about my ex. So you answer. I said, no, I don't think about my ex. You only saying that because I said it. I'm like, bro, you slow. Like, something off with you, because ain't no way you finna make this an argument about me thinking it. If I was thinking about it, you can't control my brain. And I'm just like, bro, let's go to bed. Y'all gotta hit the road in the morning anyways. Let's go. I ain't going to sleep, because you finna call her right now. Call her. Yeah, I want you to prove to me that y'all don't talk. So when you call her, just say something. She better be surprised that you call her too, because y'all don't talk, remember? I said, bro, I'm not gonna call that girl. Why you can't call her? Because y'all talk. No, I'm not gonna call that girl. First off, it's late night. Second off, I don't talk to her. Third off, why would I even do that? Oh, so you won't prove to me that you love me, because you love me, you'll show me that you don't talk to her, because you know I'm insecure about her. Okay. Why are you insecure about her? Have I did anything to make you feel insecure about her? You used to go with her. Okay, just because I dated somebody don't mean you have the right to be feeling in some type of way. It was before you. Okay, so I'm still insecure. So you need to make me feel better. Call her. I'm not finna call this girl. I said, bruh, I'm not finna call her. So we going back and forth. So she tried to grab my phone, y'all. And of course, I'm snatching my phone back. Like, come on, man, get my shit. Oh, you hide something. You must be talking to her for real. Pull up y'all text messages right now. Bro, I'm not doing that. No, like I said, pull up y'all text messages right now. I'm like, bruh, I'm not finna do that. So she tried to grab from my phone again. So now we actually tussling. I got bad asthma too, y'all. So I can barely breathe, because she on me trying to grab my phone. Like, and I'm not going for it. Riley come in the room. She heard got up off me. She did. And she was like, mommy. And she grabbed her. Rachel went to grab Riley. And she just, she kind of wanted to be baby because she wasn't feeling good. But I think she woke up when she heard that commotion. But she didn't say anything about it. Like, Riley didn't say, mommy, what's going on? She wasn't crying. She just wanted her mama. So they actually got in bed. I got on the couch. So let's go on here to fast forward to Christmas. So Christmas 2019 will always be a Christmas I will remember, because this is the day that she told me I should be resting with my daddy, my 2 aunts, and my best friend. So come Christmas, her family got towed up. And I was chilling with my family, you know what I'm saying? And she just was, I guess she was way more turned than I was. I missed a call, y'all. Because I'm lit. We at my auntie's house. We having us a good time. I can't hear my phone. The music probably was loud. I don't even remember what, but it was literally one call. And it probably was like 10 minutes. It wasn't even a long time. So I called her back. And I could tell she had purposely ignored it. So I called again. She purposely ignored it. And then I text her, say, hey, I missed your call. She read it. And like I said, we had our red receipts on. She didn't say nothing back. So I'm like, all right, cool. Put my phone back in my pocket. 15 minutes later, I checked my phone. I got another missed call. So now we playing phone tag. So now I try to call her back. She picked up this time, though. She was like, I don't know what the F you got going on, but what you ain't finna do is play with me, disrespect me on Christmas, bitch. Really on Christmas, bitch. Bitch was her go-to word, too. Hey, bro, what are you talking about? Because, where you at? I said, FaceTime me, bro. She FaceTime me. I show her where I met or whatever. She like, that bitch probably over there. I said, bro, we not finna go into the new year talking about this bitch. You hear me? Because you really finna make me hit this girl up. Oh, you finna hit up? Man, why I had to say that? Because now she started back arguing about this girl on Christmas. Kept going, man. So then she was like, you know what? I'm not finna bring my new year in with you because I don't trust you. You're sneaky. Now, mind y'all, I haven't did anything that she know of or she caught or she heard. So she really just delusional, bro. She just thinking of situations that don't even really exist. So she called herself breaking up with me on Christmas Day. I was so lost, y'all. And then I had to bring in my holidays without my aunts. So now I'm real sensitive. I'm crying and shit. I was such a crybaby, bro. Cried like a little hoe. I don't even know what I did. Like she says about my ex. But I don't understand, like, why we gotta break up about somebody that don't even exist in my life. I remember I kept calling her. So she finally picked up the phone, but by this time I'm frustrated. Because I don't even understand why you broke up with me. So she picked up the phone finally, and I went in. Yeah, that was my opportunity to go in. I said, bro, you so insecure, you inconsiderate. I'm going in on her, telling her about herself. And this motherfucker's response was, girl, you better off laying beside your aunt, both of your aunts, your daddy, and your best friend before you try to come at me. Mind you, she said something like this back in October. And she was so sorry about all the things she did in November. But here go December, you back saying it. I should really be done right by now. But guess what I do, y'all? I cry. Oh, you really just told me to go dig a grave beside my daddy, bro? My daddy, my best friend, and both of my aunts? She was like, yeah. Like, get off my phone. I got off the phone with her, and I was just so confused. Like, why would a person say something like that? Why would a person even think something like that? Like, this is pure evil, or am I slow? What? Do people do this? So, after that, bruh, I was really, my mind was, I thought it was gone then. No, it's completely gone now. Because now I'm really trying to get closure, explanation of why you said this. Tell me, help me understand how your brain even operates to even think that low. To even say something that belittling, I wanted to know. So I kept hitting up, y'all. Eventually pick up, and she apologized. She said that, she only said that because she was drunk and she was missing me. She wanted to spend Christmas with me and all this. Just excuse after excuse, but I ain't gonna lie, I forgave her, and we was gonna move forward. So the new year was coming, and we both had said, this new year, we're not gonna be toxic. We're gonna figure this out. And she said she wasn't going into the new year with her parents not knowing her sexuality because she loved me. She got tired of hiding me. So she said eventually she was gonna tell her mom. And I ain't gonna lie, when we used to have little bickers and little arguments or whatever, my go-to was, I'm gonna tell your mama you gay. You feel me? Like, that was my go-to. I always used to say that. Because you weren't being true to yourself. So I know one thing that'll bother you is me saying that, but some way, somehow, she used to reverse that and make me look stupid in the end. So, Valentine's Day is coming around. This is a Valentine's Day I will not forget because I ended up in a mental institution. I actually got out on February 14th. So her and Rock came down And this time she allowed her baby to go, be with her people. And we did the normal thing. Go to the hotel room, get drunk, get wasted, get drunk, get wasted. So this day, Riley actually came back. And we were drinking. And Riley had, one of her friends' kids actually came over to the room or whatever, and Riley was playing with them, and we was building slime and all this stuff, And so Riley was wild. She went to sleep. And I remember this like it was yesterday because I ended up in the mental institution. I started drinking, and I'm sitting on a chair, and I just start crying, y'all. Like, I'm just thinking about everything that transpired in 2019. And got my aunties, also my cousin. He passed away like 3 days after Tina Bud. So we went to a funeral for 3 Saturdays in a row at the same church. So I was never able to really sit here and process everything because I was dealing with my toxic relationship. So I guess at this moment I call myself trying to process. But I was processing under the influence, which was the wrong time. She was like, "What you crying for?" I told her the truth. Man, I miss my aunties. I really miss my aunties. Like, I'm sick without them. It's not normal for me to go on with life without them. And she's like, "Oh, well, they're not coming back. Let that go. You got to stop crying." And I also miss my best friend, Sade, like literally my best friend from high school. And she had passed away in 2018. So I'm just grieving my losses. She not being supportive. And I was just like, man, I just don't want to be here no more. I started getting feelings of, that I normally call my people when I'm going through this. But this time I was like, you know what? I don't want to wake nobody up. It's late. I'm going to just go for a ride. So I go for a ride. Before I left, I told her, I said, "I'm finna go for a ride." She told me, "While you on that ride, just off yourself." Little do she know I was already thinking that in my mind, offing myself because I was so depressed, y'all. I was so depressed. Hurting. And I'm like, "Why would you say something like that?" She was like, "You crying all the time. You better off with them. Seems like you're more happy with them, so go meet them." I got in my car, and mind you, I'm wasted. I'm driving, and I go to the bridge. It's called the Catawba Bridge. And I remember I called my cousin, Blink. He was up. So I called my little cousin, and he was crying. He was like, "No, cousin, don't do this, don't do this." And I'm just like, "Man, I love you." Cause that's one of my closest cousins. That's my baby. Calling my mama, telling my mama I love her. But I'm at the bridge, y'all. As I'm standing on this bridge, 12 pull up. So I'm down there standing on the edge, and I'm on the phone, and 12 get out their car, and they were like, ma'am, we need you to step back." I stepped back right when they prompt, because now I'm scared. Now I don't even want to do this. But I'm still, under the influence, and I'm still crying, and I'm still just feeling I'm depressed, y'all. And the officer was asking me what was going on, and I just told him. I was like, "Man, I was having thoughts, but thank God y'all came, and I didn't do it." And my mama was actually pulling up at the same time too. And my mama, my stepdaddy. So my stepdaddy, he drove my mama's car home, and my mama had to drive my car because the police was like, "We still need to get you to the hospital, get you evaluated, make sure you're good." I'm like, "Man, I'm good. I'm just, I just had thoughts." And he was, like, "We still need to get you to the hospital." I'm like, "I don't want to go." He's like, "Oh no, it's mandatory. You gotta go." So I go get in the back of the ambulance, and my mom drive my car. We go to the hospital. And I remember my mom was sitting across from the hospital bed, and she was just like, "Baby, you gotta get your stuff together. I know you hurt, but this is not the right way." And I'm crying. I'm like, "I don't know what to do. I need help." So fast forward, nurse come in and tell me that you're going to get help. We're going to send you to an institution that's in Lancaster, South Carolina called Rebound. What? Like a treatment center? Like I'm going to a mental institution, really? So by this time, like I say, I had a buzz. Me and my best friend, we were doing content. So people already knew who we was, and especially locally. And I was so embarrassed because I had to get transported to Rebound via the police car. So I asked him, can I please put a sheet over my head when I walk out? And also when we transporting. So yeah, I walking around like blanket. I had a sheet over my head because I was so embarrassed. I ended up going to this mental institution, y'all. So while I'm in that mental institution, my first cousin, he actually was working there. One of my homegirls' brother was working there. And probably 3 or 4 supporters that already followed me online was working there. So I told them, you know, why I was in or whatever. I didn't get treated with favoritism, but they did kind of look out for me, you know. Let me get a little extra breaks when smoking my cigarettes or whatever. So that was February 9th. By the 12th, I'm like, I gotta get up out of this place, you know. No, I'm sorry, it was February 10th. So by the 12th, I'm like, man, I gotta get up out of this place, bro. Like, it was people in there, they were schizophrenic. It was all different types of people that had some type of illness with their mental. Mine was depression and anxiety. I felt like I was in the wrong treatment. I just need some therapy. I need counseling. Like, these people here, they were different, bro. Not being judgy, because I'm no better than them. But I just felt like our treatment was totally different. Like, treating a schizophrenic person and a depressed person is kind of different. And I was refusing the medicine because I didn't understand the medicine. I got to research. I don't have my phone. I can't, research. So, anywho, I'll still call Rachel while I'm up there. Her people had came down for Valentine's Day or whatever. So, they actually came down to Rock Hill, her immediate family. So she was with her family. She came to visit me. And I think that was like on the 12th also. So she came to visit me. And the girl that had to monitor me, she was actually a supporter. As we was walking, to meet Rachel, me and the girl laughing, we just kicking small conversation. Y'all, I'm not even myself. We can't even have shoestrings in our shoes. Like, I did have a fresh haircut though. And all my clothes was decent, so I went in there looking crazy, but I ain't had no jewelry on or none of that on. Couldn't, wear that. So me and the girl, we laughing or whatever, and Rachel walk in or whatever, like, and her spirits are low. My spirits are kind of, like the staff making me laugh, whatever. I'm feeling a little decent. I'm okay. So as I sit down, Rachel was like, "Who the fuck is that?" I'm like, "Huh?" She was like, "Who is that?" I say, that's a staff member. She has to sit with me during my visit. It's like, y'all flirting. I was like, bruh, you think I'm flirting with somebody in a place like this? You think somebody want me in a place like this? If you're going to be anything in life, be for real. Come on now. And she like, no. And I can see the way she looking at me, and she mean mugging me and all this stuff. She mean mugging me and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, that girl's not even worried about you, bruh. Her job was to bring me to see you, and she has to wait because she has to monitor our visit. She was like, well, this visit finna be over with. Why? Because apparently you got a whole nother girlfriend in this facility. Yeah, I'm not capping. I'm in a mental institution and she's accusing me of cheating. She leave. Me and old girl talk about it. Old girl laugh or whatever. This is why I'm all the way messed up in my head, because I don't understand this girl. And she even told me, you need to leave her alone. Like, so many people kept saying that. I didn't want to leave her alone. Didn't want to. And she had Riley. Riley was like my favorite person ever in the world. Like, if I leave Rachel alone, I won't have Riley. So no, I'm not gonna leave her alone. As crazy as it sounds, I wasn't. So let's fast forward to the day I get out. My blood pressure medicine is very special. I take a special type of blood pressure medicine because I'm allergic to all type of pills. So they gave me a pill I was allergic to. I was supposed to be in there for 30 days. They gave me that pill I was allergic to. My blood pressure went up, skyrocket. It went high. Because now I'm having an allergic reaction. This is actually on Valentine's Day. Rachel was calling them every second on the clock, trying to get me out of there, talking about she gonna sue them and all that. So They had brought me into a room. It was a therapist. It was about 4 or 5 people in there was trying to figure out how they can discharge me early. And somehow I got discharged on Valentine's Day. My mom and my stepdaddy came pick me up. And I knew I had lost my job. I knew I lost my job because I had went to this institution and I couldn't risk any more days because I took all them days off of my aunties. And I really only took like 3 days off, but I didn't have any PTO. Some days I didn't go to work because of Rachel. I was sitting at home stressing. I go by my job to go pick up my check. They gonna tell me, oh yeah, Miss Durham, you don't have a job anymore. I already kind of figured that, but I wasn't prepared for another job. So I'm fresh out of the mental institution, bro. I'm not caring about no job. I'm not caring about nothing. Rachel and Riley, they was at her homegirl's house, and she asked me if I want to come over there. I told her yeah, and she pulled up on me. She had balloons, a teddy bear, some flowers. I had a pair of shoes and a sweatshirt. And she was just like, happy Valentine's Day, baby. I know, the institution had you messed up, but me and Riley, we appreciate you. This is for me and her. And that made my day. And she was like, oh, yeah, and we're going to the beach in the morning. I really appreciate that, but I can't afford the beach right now. I just lost my job, so I only got 1 check left. She's like, this on me. I'm like, you sure? She's like, yeah, this on me. I got plenty of money. I'm not tripping on that. And I want you, to go. You need to go be by some water so you can find your inner peace and all this. Cool. So we go to the beach the next day. Me, her, and our homegirl, we're going to call her Wiggle. That's the nickname. So our homegirl, Wiggle, and her boyfriend, Duck. So we go to Myrtle Beach, and Riley, she went to, and Duck's son, we're going to say his name, Simba. He came too. I wasn't feeling people. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I wasn't feeling people. I sat on the balcony for about 2-3 hours and just stared at the ocean. And was praying in my head, was crying, was doing everything. I was trying to release all that energy that was on me. Me and Rachel, we was getting along. We was getting along. On one of those days at the beach, we stayed like for 4 days. So one of those days at the beach, I'm not gonna hold y'all. I called my ex. Cause I was going through it, and I was like, you know what? She always bringing up this girl's name. Let me call her. So I called her as I'm walking on the beach, and all the wind blowing. She's like, I can't hear you. Blah, blah, blah. I can't call you while I'm in the rooms. I'm in the room and be with Rachel. So I told her I just, hit her up whenever I get back to Rock Hill. Now that's when she had every right to go crazy on me, because now I'm talking to the girl. So now me and my ex didn't have a little small conversation. So let's fast forward. We get back to Rock Hill. Rachel actually dropped me off at home, and then her and Riley headed up the road. They was going back to Maryland. So I called my ex, and I told my ex about me going to the mental institution and just kind of give her a rundown of my relationship. I've been it. I know y'all. You don't supposed to do that. But I did backtrack, and I vented because she used to be my safe space, and that's where I used to always tell my problems to, and she was always non-judgmental. And it seemed like she was just a great listener, and she gave great advice, so I just needed to hear that. And I didn't want to call them my friends because I was embarrassed, y'all. I was very embarrassed. So I called her, and she did talk to me. She talked to me. But then I just went cold turkey. I cut off. Like, after I got my advice, selfish. I know it was selfish. I had to cut off, I had to block her because Rachel was coming back down, and she was actually moving in March. So she and I was moving to a spot in March, so I couldn't really be too connected with my ex because y'all already know how that was gonna go. So come March, Rachel and Riley moved. She actually wrote her mom a letter telling her mom her sexuality and told her mom the truth about us and that she was leaving. We didn't have to call no movers or none of that, man. I called the boys. The boys came through, and they put all our furniture up. Anything that we needed help with, like big items, they did it, including her cousin, Too Rabbit. We finally in our apartment together. Stuff going a little smooth. She still drinking. Every day was a party in our apartment, no lie. Rod wasn't in school at this point. So we used to have all the kids in her room and all the adults used to be in the living room and all us get towed up. Every morning I wake up on the weekend, every Saturday or Sunday, it was always somebody on my couch. It was always somebody on my floor. Always somebody in my house. Like, it was a turn up house. So in 2020, my goal was to get help for my depression because, y'all, at this point in my life, I'm crying every day. I'm triggered every day. Most of all, I'm crying and I need help. So I started going to church. And by me going to church, the lifestyle started to change a little bit. I didn't want drunk people pass out on my couch anymore. Not saying that we couldn't do the same things. It just couldn't be to the extreme. You know, March, we kind of calmed down on company. April, it was about the same. But May is when it took a turn for the worse again. Now, mind you, Rachel is still drinking in between these months. And she's still just being Rachel. We at twins' house, me, Rachel, a couple of other friends, my cousin, and twins' next door neighbor. Well, not even next door, one of her neighbors that stayed in the neighborhood was at her house. And everybody was drinking and, you know, typical Rachel vibes. So everybody was getting lit. I go outside to smoke a cigarette. I see a car pull up and the person get out. She was like, Brittany. Mind you, I'm outside smoking a cigarette with twins' neighbor. And I know twins' neighbor because her baby daddy used to cut my hair. So we know each other. And plus we used to go to school, elementary school together. So she out there, she see the chaos when old girl walk up. And the old girl was my ex. She was like, I've been concerned about you, been looking for you. And you know where to be found. I just want to make sure you're okay. I'm like, yo, if Rachel see this girl outside, she gon' off both of us. So I ain't know what else to do, y'all. I didn't give the girl a response. I just hopped in my car. I message twins neighbor and say, please don't tell her that somebody pulled up. And she never respond back. So the whole time she had ended up telling Rachel that my ex had pulled up and then I had fled the scene. So Rachel started calling my phone. But I'm on the phone with my ex trying to beg my ex to have some sympathy for me, but she ain't got no sympathy for me. So I pick up the phone for Rachel and Rachel's like, what are you doing? Where you at? I'm like, I'm at my mama, so I'm in her driveway right now. She's like, why you not coming back? I just don't feel like it. I don't want to be around people. She was like, you know what, me either. Let's just go home. So Rachel told me to meet her at the gas station. It's a gas station before we get to our house. We get to our apartment. So I meet at the gas station. I pull up. There's two police officers. There's one by the entrance of the front door of the gas station, and there's one on the pump. So I'm like, she ain't gonna try nothing. Whatever. Man, please. Rachel got in the car. She was like, tell me the truth. I was like, what's up? She was like, who was that? I told her. I just ended up telling her. And she propped her phone up. And she told me to get my phone. I'm like, what you want me to do? So I got my phone. She said, go on Snapchat. So she go on Snapchat. And she grabbed my phone. And she saying, this is what you do to cheating ass bitchs. And she punched me in my fucking face. Like, she punched me in my shit. This is the first time she had physically put her hands on me. Like, everything else was verbal, but she punched me in my shit. I was surprised. And she posted the fucking video. She let the phone down. She started flooding me in my fucking face. Like, it wouldn't even finish. I had on like a, I forgot what kind of shirt it was, but it was ripped. She ripped my shirt because I kept trying to move. And I wouldn't hit nothing back, y'all, because I felt like I had screwed up and I deserved it. I promise y'all, we gonna get to how this girl got 35 years in prison. But in the meantime, I want y'all to do this for me. Do not try to find out her real name once we get to the story. It's going to be easy to Google. And some people may already know. Please, y'all, do not Do not do anything to harass any of her family, her friends. This is not to tear this girl down. This is for my healing. This is my story. And it has nothing to do with trying to tarnish her reputation, because she did that alone. I had nothing to do with that. So y'all, please don't do it. And for the ones that's going to try to come to attack me, if you wasn't there, shut the hell up. And if you was there, you know what's up. I done got beat up at the store, y'all. Y'all know the relationship now is really hectic. We thought it was bad before, it got worse. But now I feel like the guilty one, like I'm the reason why the relationship went downhill. But in all actuality, the relationship was never uphill. But I took full responsibility for, quote unquote, she said it was cheating. But I took responsibility for doing it. That was some disloyal stuff. But at the time, bro, I was very vulnerable and I needed to talk. So, anywho, months and months passed by. She keeps drinking. And now I have to go. We'll be on 100 parts if I tell y'all every single story where there was an altercation. Let's just say, every time she was drinking, it became an altercation. And now it was in front of people. So we had people at the house. She didn't care who was there. Could be my family, could be her friends, could be her family. She didn't care. Whenever she wanted to smash on me, she'd smash on me. And y'all, honestly, I did not put my hands on this girl. I don't know why, but I just didn't. I didn't fight back. So I was taking all them L's, man. I was taking all those L's knowing that I really could do some damage, but I just didn't want to do that. What was keeping me there throughout this abuse was Riley. Because Rachel really started to drink way more. She already was a drunk. Now she like really a functioning alcoholic where she drinks all day, every day. And I didn't feel like that was safe around Riley. And me and Riley had gained this relationship where that was my baby now. You know what I'm saying? So I refused to walk out of the situation. I'll tell y'all this situation. And then we gonna fast forward to 2021. Because right now we in 2020. And we're gonna go around her birthday. So let's go to July of 2021. Her birthday come around and he wanted to do a trip to the mountains. No one really wanted to take the trip, and people had to work and people had kids, so everybody couldn't come on one accord. Rachel and my cousin Kenya's baby daddy, my cousin Ricardo and Rachel's birthday around the same time. Hers on the 14th, his on the 12th of July. So me and Kenya, we came up with an idea. Well, I came up with the idea of throwing Rachel a party, but also giving Ricardo his flowers, and let's just make, him a part of the party also. So I went out and got decorations, and we got food, and, people was bringing dishes, and it was a surprise party, but she didn't know about it. So the day of the party, I had sent her to Kenya to get her nails done. She was getting her nails done, and she was getting aggravated, agitated, or whatever. And I remember her cussing me out, and I had on speakerphone in front of everybody. I had told her to go pick up my food because I was trying to, buy some time so when she get home, it'd be the surprise. So I called her and told her to pick up my food from up the street, which was at Longhorn. I had to order something to kind of throw her off. I don't want to pick up your fucking food. You aggravating me. I'm ready to come fucking home. You get on my fucking nerves. Like, that's how she talking to me, but she talked to me like this every day, yo. Every day, y'all. Everybody heard this conversation, and everybody was kind of like, the mood changed in there. So when she walked in, we wasn't even excited. We was like surprised. She's like, oh, y'all having a party for me? Then we started drinking, and of course, with alcohol, everybody start doing their own thing. Everybody start getting loose, feeling good. Actually turned to a good time. Ricardo, he came, and we all had custom shirts with sayings on it. My cousin Timmy, his shirt actually said something like "Spit, don't swallow," because a month prior to that, like I say, y'all, if I was getting into all all stories. We'll be here all day. But Rachel spit on me one night. Now, that was the night I tried to unalive her. I ain't gonna sit here and cap. I don't even know what we was arguing about, but it was me, Kenya, Ricardo, my other cousin, and my other cousin. They were there. And we got into a disagreement. We go in the room, and she fighting me. She got mad at me. I remember what it was, y'all. She got mad at me because I was feeling sad. Because Sade, I was feeling sad about Sade. That's what it was. And Sade was my best friend that passed away in 2018. So I was crying about her. And she was like, I'm tell you, I did a lot of crying. It was annoying, I can admit, but that's just why my headspace was at. But she was like, why you crying over that bitch? Like, why you keep disrespecting the dead, bro? Like, she called Sade a bitch, so I'm mad at her now. So now we arguing, we going back and forth, and we take it in the room because we got company. And we was tussling now. I was mad. She couldn't believe I hit her back. So she spat on me. You can hear it too. Everybody in the living room heard it. And I blacked out. Next thing you know, she was on the bed with my knee in her throat. And her face was turning colors. Like she couldn't breathe. I was really trying to unalive her. My cousin, Ricardo, had to get me off her. And I forgave her after that, y'all. So that's why Timmy's shirt said spit don't swallow. He had already vowed that he was never coming back around. Him and Twin started dating, though. And Twin and Rachel still was best friends. And my cousin, he said he was not coming through. You feel me? And by the way, Timmy and Twin, they're my cousins, but they're my cousins on two separate sides. So Timmy is my cousin by my dad, and Twin is my cousin by my mama. So yeah, they dated. We at the party, and everybody lit. She get towed up till she pass out. And surprised her that me and her was gonna go to the mountains. So the next morning, you know, she wasted still, got a hangover. But we gotta go to the mountains, man. We driving like 4 hours away. So we go to the mountains, and the whole ride there, we were kind of cool. You know, we was decent. It wasn't the best, but you know, it was decent. But I was so used to her just being so mean to me. Whatever. So her not cussing at me or calling me names was actually like a decent day. So we finally get to our hotel or whatever, and she started jumping on the bed. She had her bottle of Ciroc, and she was happy. She was like, we finna get towed up. I'm like, bro, you was just getting over a hangover. There's no way that you finna drink some more like right now. She was like, oh yeah, we finna get towed up. We in the mountains. So she get towed up. We go gamble. Lost all our money, man. I think we lost probably like $500 the first night. And I'm like, I ain't going back. I'm not gonna go back to this casino. And we ended up going back the next night. Lost another $500. So we $1,000 down. Now she mad because on her birthday, we lost all this money. So she get mad at me and was like, why you let me play all those games? First off, can't nobody tell you what to do. Can't nobody tell you what to do. So guess what happens at the mountains? Whoop upside my head. Whoop upside my head at the mountains, y'all. It was so many stories, bro. But not to mention, let's go back to March. March, we went to Panama, Florida. For my birthday, we stayed for a week. And for a whole week, we fought. Literally, for a whole week. That was the most beautiful ocean I seen at that time. The water was so beautiful. I couldn't even enjoy sitting on the balcony. Smoking a blunt, I couldn't do nothing because she was just being Rachel, wanting to fight, getting drunk, wanting to fight. And the crazy thing about it, y'all, we were YouTubers, and we never recorded the dysfunction, but it was dysfunction every day. So we put on a act. It was really for the camera. We was never happy. It was only for the camera. Now we're on the YouTube. Let me speak about the YouTube, because a lot of people were some supporters, because we had this couples channel, and we had pranks, challenges, vlogs, get ready with me. You know, we had all those type of things going on the channel. The pranks, Someone was staged. Someone was real. Like the rat prank where I had the blindfold challenge where I had to guess what was in the bowl. And I picked up that rat. That was real. The worm prank, that was fake. The worm prank was actually real because all the pranks that were done to me were real. So all the traumatizing pranks where the worms was on my face when she threw that on me while I was asleep, that was real. Me picking up that big ass rat, that was real. But me putting that rat into her food, that was staged. Anything that had to do with her was staged. Like, she had to know she couldn't get pranked in that time. While I did really prank her with a spider, we were fighting. So after Rachel's birthday, man, I can honestly say I was sick and tired of the abuse. It was becoming unbearable. I'm crying every day. And she always using my ex as the reason of her being this way. It was never because she was an alcoholic that need help. I kept telling Rachel, you need to seek help. You need to seek help. She said, as long as she make money, she got a job, she can pay her bills, she is invisible. Seriously, she said she was invisible. And I'm like, bro, you're not invisible. Like, no one is invisible. But she just kept doing her, man. She just kept doing her. So, New Year come around. Everybody, they not fooling with her. But, for holidays, people try to come together. So, for the New Year's, Christmas, man, she showed out for my Christmas. She showed out for my Christmas, and she only showed out because she wanted me to post a picture on Facebook. That's crazy. She really did all that so I could take a picture, because when I got all my gifts, I opened it all. She was like, okay, now put them all together and take a picture and put it on Facebook and say, did y'all girlfriend get y'all this for Christmas? And guess what my simp self do? Exactly what she said. She had me hypnotized. Wasn't mesmerized, I was hypnotized. Really, really not up here. So, fast forward to New Year's, everybody come over, but everybody still not feeling her, but we still, try to have a good time. So, brought in the New Year in, so now we're 2021. Y'all really on my head. Y'all really trying to figure out, how this girl got 35 years? All right, bet we finna get to it in this video. We finna get to it. So 2021 come. Everything's still the same at the beginning anyways. Still drinking, still fighting, still fussing, still arguing. Same old, same old. I done gave y'all plenty of stories. I done gave y'all plenty examples of how toxic this relationship is. But this is how this girl ended up really ruining a lot of people's lives. The only difference was in March, after my birthday, I vowed that I was going to stop drinking and smoking. So I did stop drinking and smoking. And Rachel, after her birthday in July, she honestly, y'all, gave up alcohol. Well, she was drinking wine, but like hard liquor, she gave it up. And eventually, I could say, probably July, August, in September, the girl completely stopped drinking. She wasn't drinking anything. I was so proud of her, and she even started going to church a little bit with me and Riley. She went like twice, but 2 or 3 times, that was good enough. She didn't like the church that I went to because it was more so of a worldly church. So she'd have her own church at the house. I can say that much. October 9th, Riley was invited to a sleepover from Rachel's friend. And Rachel's friend daughter was turning 2. And a sleepover mean Riley is staying the night over there. The friend cool. Don't get me wrong. Rachel's homegirl cool as hell. You hear me? But I just didn't want my baby to spend the night at people's house. That's just how it was. You know what I'm saying? So all day, Riley was excited, man. So I ended up getting ready for work. And I actually worked at my mama's house because me and Rachel, we work for the same company. And we both work from home. We needed a break from each other. Stay together, work together? Nah. So yeah, I worked at my mom's house. So I get ready for work. I actually got ready around 1 o'clock because I had some food I had to pick up. Before I had ordered my food or whatever, I sat in the living room and I was skeptical about Riley going because, like I said, y'all had separation anxiety and I didn't want my baby to go spend the night at people's house. Granted, these were some good people. So I go sit in the living room and my energy was off and Riley came in and she was like, it's going to be okay, B. I promise you I'm going to take my iPad and I'm going to call you. I was like, Riley, I don't want you to stay. She's like, well, B, I have to. I'm growing up. I'm a big girl. That Sunday, she was actually going to her first cheerleading outing with, the girls on her cheerleading team. So she had a busy weekend. I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to have to just deal with it, but I really don't want you to spend the night. And Riley was like, well, how about this? You come get me whenever you get off. You for real? She was like, yeah, just come get me when you get off. I got off about 11, y'all. So I'm like, all right, bet. Take your iPad, and I'm going to call you when I get off, and I'm going to come to get you. So that was me and Riley's little thing. Rachel ain't know, but I was going to come get my baby. I left out. They went to a trampoline park with the kids, and around that time, I don't know, something in my spirit was just telling me that Rachel was finna relapse. I don't know why, but I felt it. So I just had this feeling. So yeah, I go pick up my food. I go to my mom's house, clock in at 2:30. I get on Snapchat, Rachel on Snapchat saying, alcohol calling my name, should I pick up? I told y'all I had a crazy feeling, bro. So of course I called her. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? She was like, what are you talking about? I say, why are you finna drink and this finna be a kid's party? She like, bro, I'm just gonna get me some alcohol because I ain't seen my homegirl a long time. I'm like, your homegirl just had surgery. She can't even drink. It's like, well, her sister, her homegirl sister. I'm gonna drink my homegirl sister, whatever. She still was Rachel's friend too. I'm like, bro, I don't feel like you should be drinking, man. She hung up on me. So I clocked in 2:30 out. I ended up clocking out at 3. And I sat there in the office, y'all. I swear to God. So from 3 o'clock up until probably 9, I sat there. I started watching something on Netflix. But throughout me sitting there, I'm texting Rachel, why are you getting drunk? Why are you doing this? And by this time, she getting messed up, y'all. And I still got this thread to this day. So we going back and forth. I'm telling her, like, I don't feel like it's appropriate. Like, you been doing good. Blase, blase. Then she just stopped texting. So she stopped texting me. I started to get worried. I actually left. I was leaving, and my mom was kind of looking like, why are you leaving so early? I lied to her. I was like, I got off early. But like I said, y'all, I got tired of people always seeing me and this girl fight. So I'm like, you know what? Forget it, man. She ain't answering the phone or nothing. So I hit up my homeboy that stayed in Charlotte. Because I ended up hitting the highway. Because I was on my way to go get my baby. But in my head, I was going to get her, but I wasn't going to get her because I didn't want to cause no confusion, no conflict. And I was on the phone with my homeboy. He confirmed, let her enjoy herself being a kid. Just come to my house. So I passed the exit. I passed the exit where Riley was at and went to my homeboy house. Went to my homeboy house, we started, because he actually is a producer. So this is some of his beats. And I still was like, bro, I'm worried. He was like, man, just hit up the people that stay there. Because Rachel wasn't responding. So I Snapchat her friend at the house that they was at. She was like, everything good. Rachel is wasted. Sent me a video. Rachel was like falling on the wall. And the last visual I seen of my baby, she was like this. Like I told y'all, me and Riley was going to church, so she was very spiritual. So she had that instilled in her. Even before me, Riley loved God. So she was praying in that picture, in the video. And I seen that, I was like, okay, cool. Whew, relief. They good. So me and my boy, we just started drinking, smoking, and being cool. But I had to be to church the next morning. So I'm like, you know what? I still ain't heard from them. Rachel then probably passed out because she get drunk, she passes out. So I'm about to head up the road. I'm going up the road down the highway. I'm telling you, y'all, I ain't feeling nothing, though. I'm feeling okay because the last vision I had of them was, you know, they cool. Down the highway I'm going, I see all these fire trucks, all these ambulances, all these police cars. It's a horrible accident. But I didn't even look to I didn't actually pay attention. I seen it in my peripheral, and I kept going. Didn't think nothing of it. Went home, went to bed, went to sleep. So I go home, and crazy thing about it, y'all, I ain't even go sleep in the bed. I went on the couch, and it was probably like 3 a.m. Had to be up at 6:30, because I had to be at church at 7, because I was doing video for the church. I was a videographer at the church. So I slept on the couch, and Riley's room was directly right there where the living room was at. So I don't know why I just closed the door. I don't know why. Just like I never did that before. I closed the door and I laid down on the couch and I slept those few hours. Got up, And I ain't got no missed call, no text message, no nothing. So I text Rachel on the way to church. At this point, I'm acting like a girlfriend. I'm like, I don't know what you got going on, but she ain't come home last night. That's the first time you ain't never came home. So I'm on her ass, bro. I'm mad now. I'm finna go to church. I'm gonna pray for you. You wrong for that. You could at least update me. Some people told me you was cool, so I'm cool with that, but I don't even know she lied for you. Probably was doing Lord knows whatever, acting like a girlfriend. So I go to church, and usually I don't be on my phone. So I'm actually behind the camera, and so I'm saying, get on Facebook. I get on Facebook, and I see one of my Facebook friends say her two sisters was in a bad car accident and her cousin. I'm like, dang, 3 girls just lost their life? I got on look at the status. I sent my condolences. I'm like, I'm sorry, about your loss, man. That was heavy on me, and I'm at church, so I automatically said a prayer for her and her family. Literally, start praying right then and there. Put my phone back in my pocket. And then, I don't know why, something say, check your inbox. I checked my inbox, and it was Rachel's cousin that I never talked to. I heard about her, but I didn't know this girl. Told me, I'm here for you if you need to talk. Automatically knew. I say, Riley gone. I don't know why, but I felt it. My body was just in a place I can't explain, y'all. Rachel gone. It was all over me. So, not to mention, I had already fell out with all my people at the beginning of the year because of my toxic relationship. I automatically left the church. I told them, yo, I feel like my family gone. My family is dead. So I get in my car. I start calling Kenya. Me and Kenya, we weren't talking like that. And I told Kenya I felt the way. And Kenya was like, no, I ain't seen nothing about her. I'm like, bruh, something ain't right. And then I called Timmy. Timmy like, man, I ain't heard nothing, cuz, just chill. And I called Dirt. I said, Dirt, meet me at my mama's house. And I said, can you find out what happened with Rachel and Rye? Don't call and tell me. Just let me know when I get there, cause I know of anything, she can figure it. She can find it out real quick. My mama was real concerned about the way I was driving, cause I'm like frantic. Finally get to my mama's house, and I pull up. Dirk, my aunt, my cousin, and my mama, they there. Dirk was walking to the car. I was getting out the car. I was like, they was in an accident, and she was like, she wasn't talking though. She just shook her head up and down. I was like, bet, let's go get Rye. I'll never forget the look on Dirk's face when I said, let's go get Rye. She said, we can't. And I'm like, what you mean we can't? So we can't. I lost it, child. From there, I lost it. Then the news started to hit the internet. Rachel was driving drunk with Riley in the front seat. Went the wrong way down the highway. Hit a car that was coming the correct way. The 3 women in that car didn't make it, and they was mothers. There was sisters, a pair of sisters, and there was their cousin. And Riley didn't make it. First they said Rachel passed away, but y'all ended up getting a weird call. So the news said that she had passed away. But I'm going to tell y'all about the weird call I got. So by this time, man, my phone blowing up. Everybody is getting the news and people pulling up at my mama's house. It was like a waiting game. I ain't had no information. This is the first time I talked to Rachel's parents, Rachel's family, because they didn't accept me. But they lived in Maryland, so they was really just trying to get info. So I'm thinking Rachel gone and Riley gone. Probably like an hour after finding out the news, I get a phone call. It was from Charlotte, and it was Rachel. This is what she said, y'all. And where you at? I said, you okay? She was like, yeah, I'm in the hospital, and why you ain't up here? I'm like, bro, what? I'm lost for words right now. I said, what hospital you at? She's like, I'm at CMC Maine. All right, bet I'm on my way. People ain't want me to go up there, y'all, because it was fresh, and it was just too much emotions, but I had to go be with my girlfriend. I had to figure out what happened, what's going on. So in the midst of, me getting up there or whatever, I ended up calling her homegirl, the house that she was at. Homegirl didn't even know nothing. She didn't know nothing. I was like, what? They Riley passed away and 3 other mothers. And Rachel was the reason and all this. She was drunk driving. How that happened if they fell asleep? She was like, B, I kid you not. Rachel was on that couch asleep. She left out in the middle of the night, got Riley, and left. And I know people's like, why the girl that take her keys? Rachel kept her keys in her car. If anybody had that little rumor going on, Rachel kept her keys in her car. She took Riley, and so when homegirl figured out they was gone, she called them. And Rachel, every time she get drunk, she be on some, you ain't my friend. So old girl called and was like, man, where y'all at? Blase, blase. Rachel said she going home, and her homegirl said she turned on the music. Blase, blase. And then she had told Riley, she said, Riley, make sure you call me when y'all get home. And Riley was like, okay. And old girl went to sleep. She couldn't stop her. Nobody can stop Rachel. Like, nobody can tell this girl Nathaniel. Nobody can tell this girl nothing, bro. So I don't blame her people. I don't blame her friend. I already know you tried to look out. I already know you tried to make sure they were straight. But Rachel was the type of person, you couldn't tell her nothing. You couldn't do nothing with her. So I get to the hospital. But I get to the hospital. Her aunt is there. Her aunt is actually somebody that live in Charlotte. And she was like, don't tell her about Ryan. And I'm like, oh, so she don't know. That's why she's so nonchalant. So she don't even know what happened. She was that drunk. So I get upstairs, and there's only one person per room. And she messed up. Legs messed up. Everything messed up. But God, so I'm gonna tell you how crazy God can do stuff. Everything was screwed up from her feet up into her shoulders. Nothing above her neck was messed up. So she can still hear, feel, and see everything. Everything screwed up, ribs crushed, leg broke, bones out of her leg. I walk in there, and she said, why you ain't tell me Riley died? Huh? She's like, why you ain't tell me? I'm like, bro, I just got here. Oh, you think I'm gonna go to jail? I said, bro, I ain't even processed anything right now at this point, Rachel. Just let's not worry about that. Just give me some time. Give me some time right now, because I haven't even processed this. He like, give you some time. I'm the one that just lost my baby. I say, she was like my baby too. Well, I had her, so she's my baby, so whatever. If I ain't tripping on it, you shouldn't be tripping on it. Y'all, I'm not even lying to y'all when I tell you this girl was so nonchalant. And it was weird to me. I stayed that night, cried, and she even was like, stop crying, bruh. I got time for that crybaby shit. This is the first day her baby passed, so y'all. This is the first night. What else was I supposed to do? I'm toe up right now, man. So now the blame game happens. She tell me if she wasn't arguing with me, she wouldn't have tried to come home, because she was wanting to come beat my ass, and that's why she left. I'm like, bro, you stop responding to me at 9 o'clock. Like, you stop. So what argument was we having? Like, we wasn't even going back and forth. And if any damn thing, you could have just came. You could have left the baby where she was at. But anywho, y'all, I stuck with her for like a couple more weeks, like a week really. Riley's father was very upset, because this was his first time knowing that Riley actually lived in the city that was 15 minutes away from him. Whole time he was thinking Riley lived in Maryland. Now that's a whole nother story, and I had nothing to do with that, because that was between him and his baby mama. But I know that it was times where I wanted to intervene and be like, hey bro, I need a break. Can she come with you this weekend? Because I always had Riley. But I never did that. So anywho, funeral things start happening. Her family, his family, you know, I can't really get into the mix of it, because I went in the mix of her family. But from my understanding, he did things his way, not her family's way, because he's still on the birth certificate. That's still his daughter. So he had full control over, full rights over everything now. But I was told from her mama and her sister I wasn't allowed at the funeral. So by me not being allowed at the funeral, my family and my friends, we came together and we threw our own memorial, which we had the news out there, we had the city out there, we had the cheerleading team out there, we had community leaders out there. Anybody that loved Riley was able to come to this memorial thing. And guess what? Her family ended up coming there too. Although they didn't invite me to the funeral, I invited them to the memorial because I wasn't raised like that. I don't hate nobody. So we had the memorial, my dedication to my baby. And I thank everybody that came out and participated and just was showing me love throughout this time. And I still got people that still show me love to this day. So that night, the same night of the funeral and the memorial, is on the same day, I go to the hospital and spend the night. We watching the news, because I'm like, they're going to show Riley on the news. We watching the news and the memorial come up. She just looked at the TV. Not once shed a tear. I'm like, maybe she cried with nobody here. But I couldn't even watch the TV, bro. I had to walk out because it still was heavy that my baby gone. Come back in the room, we go to sleep. The next morning, I'm just wanting to get insight on her. So I'm like, hey, you ain't showing no emotion. And not to mention, y'all, throughout this time, she was still worried about me talking to my ex, the people, my cousins, our friends that we wasn't talking to at the moment. She didn't want them to say rest in peace, Riley, long live Riley, because she didn't like nobody. So she was mad at me for having people at my mama's house to support me. She still was being a narcissist in the hospital. So that next morning, I said, you know what? I'm about to nip this in the bud. I can't keep doing this. I gotta grieve. I ain't had time to grieve. So I asked her, I say, Rachel, if I was in this position, would you still be here with me? Within 2 seconds, she said, fuck no. That was my cue, y'all. I left. And when I walked away out the hospital, I felt like I had got me back. Swear to God, y'all, I got all my power back as soon as I walked out that hospital. And I'm feeling actually granted of the terrible situation, but I feel free. Because the only thing that was holding me in this was Riley. Granted, I would give anything to have my baby back, but it's a weird feeling because God was like, I prayed out of this. He knew I wasn't leaving without Riley. He knew I was not leaving because of Riley. So he did it in a weird way where my baby gone, and even if I wanted to stay with Rachel, I couldn't, because guess what she finna do? Go up the road, because she was driving intoxicated and murdered. Forget an accident. She murdered 3 other people. There were mothers. There were young women. There were somebody's kids, including hers. God was like, Brittany, I ain't playing about this. I'm finna humble this girl. So y'all, I got my power back. I'm done. I done moved on and everything. Me and Dirk started back doing our videos. We're going viral. I couldn't go back to our apartment. My friends that went and got, some items that I wanted, but I left everything. I didn't want to smell it. I didn't want to smell Riley. I moved back with my mom, and I ain't gonna lie, Dirk stayed with me. Dirk stayed with me for 2 months because I couldn't sleep at night. So my best friend stayed with me for 2 months, and we was doing so much content, going viral, getting back in the mix, getting me back. I even started a new relationship in a couple months. Yeah, I moved on fast, y'all. I had met a girl that came through and allowed me to be myself and grieve, and she was supportive. So, first of the year, run around again. Guess who on Facebook, y'all? This girl supposed to be in rehab. Because, she had all these broke bones and all that. She got on Facebook talking about people using her baby name for clout, aka me. But she didn't send condolences to the family that she murdered. Want to pop shit on Facebook, but didn't once send her condolences. So why she do that? She wrote that status. Everybody going in on her. Even the family that she murdered Their family was on her ass. My people on her ass. I'm on her ass. She had no choice but to get the hell off of social media. She in rehab doing all this. When is this bitch going to jail? When is this bitch going to jail? So finally, y'all, it comes around to sentencing time. The prosecutor came over to my mom's house, asked me a couple questions and all this, and I told them about the toxic relationship and blase, and they wanted me to be there, but I didn't, that was a part of my life I wanted to be done with. I already had my peace with my baby now. I'm good. I don't want to keep reliving this. I kept reliving it too much with this girl, and I done moved on. Which I regret now. I should have went to the sentencing because come to find out, y'all, how about she got on that stand and she lied and said I was abusive to her. She got on that stand and said I was abusive to her. That's why she had a drinking problem or something of that nature. They got her ass 35 years, which her ass should have got life. I still feel like 35 wasn't enough. For 35 years, she could possibly still be alive. And probably still can get out. And probably still gonna get drunk. I don't feel like that was enough time for her. And to be real with you, y'all, I did write I wrote, it's like the little email system they got. I wrote something to her maybe March of 2023. Oh no, March of 2022. And I basically was telling her, like, you know, you screwed up. I was at Riley's grave, and I was feeling the way. I told her she screwed up. I can't believe this happened, and this is a new life I gotta live, and blase. It went on I miss you type of shit. Felt like I wanted to tell the source, and one of my people had told me how I can get in contact with her. So I'm just basically telling her, like, you really ruined our family. You really couldn't give alcohol up, blase. Whatever the thing said, because I sent it, then I deleted it, because I didn't want to read it no more. Her response was, you shared my mug shot. Girl still was slow. That was the last conversation I had with her, y'all. That was the last conversation. But yeah, she ended up getting sentenced 35 years. 35 years. I'm at the end of the story, but I will make more parts if I have to. I will drop receipts if I have to. And I will cuss your ass out if I have to. You know what I'm saying? So please just allow me to grieve. Well, allow me to tell my story. This was great for my healing. I feel good. And this was also confirmation to those that didn't understand my situation or understood who Rachel was. Because Rachel is an evil-ass person. Rachel probably will be evil for the rest of her life. Still didn't see one tear. Not one tear drop when she found out her baby died. Didn't have no remorse of her murdering that other family. Please don't be like Rachel.